Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fiona and I'm a full-time artist. And on this channel, I'd like to take you with me on my artistic journey, whether that means working on paintings from start to finish, public art projects, going to see art exhibits, sharing my supplies with you, basically any art-related content. So if that sounds like something you're into, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much and I would really appreciate it. Okay friends, welcome to 2024. This is my first time vlogging in the new year and it is the 9th. So yeah, I took a little bit of time off. You notice I've probably been catching up on old videos from 2023 and it was a very, very busy second half of the year. But we have made it to 2024 and I hope that yours is off to a good start. Mine is tomorrow. I will be starting an artist residency with the West Windsor Arts Council here in New Jersey. If you don't know what an artist residency is, I got you. I already made a video on that, so I'm gonna leave it somewhere up here and in the description so you can check that out. I'll probably answer most of your questions about what an artist residency is. So this is my first artist residency in a very long time. I haven't done one post-pandemic at all. The last time I had done one, it was a studio residency when I was living in Brooklyn, and I think that was back in 2019. So things have changed a lot since then. My work has changed a lot since then, but I'm excited to do this. When I applied for this particular residency, I was not aware, but when I was awarded it, I found out that I am the first recipient of this artist in residency, which I am very, very honored to do. I also feel a sense of responsibility, not only to myself, but to the future artists that may receive a residency from this Arts Council to do a good job and sort of set a good precedence for the program. So what this particular residency is looking for out of me is an artist talk, which I'll be giving in 2 weeks, a workshop, which is going to be Public Art 101. So I will give a lecture on public art and how to get into it. And then we will actually be painting something that will be installed outside of the Arts Council. So you'll get to participate in a public art project, which I think is pretty neat. And then the final thing I'm doing is curating a show with the members of that Arts Council. And we're actually going to be having a committee meeting on that tomorrow night, which I think is great because I start the residency. So I'll be showing up there tomorrow, getting into my rhythm of maybe painting, sketching that first day, and then I'll also get to meet everybody who's a member there and start concepting around this idea of a show. So when I applied, it wasn't a studio residency per se, but I personally wanted a bit of studio space and time there. That way I could really get sort of integrated into the community, since I'm going to be starting tomorrow, January 10th, and I'll be there through April 12th. So it's a fairly long residency. But anyway, what I need to do today is start putting my things together that I want to bring there, such as canvases, paper, supplies that I'll be working on. So let's get ourselves together. So I found out my studio hours in their space, and it's a shared space with their classrooms, so it might be pretty limited. It seems like I'll get a long stretch on Wednesdays, but Monday, Tuesdays, I don't get that much time. So with that said, do I really want to work on stuff that's large? Because I do have this canvas, which I could bring. It's a 36 by 36, and maybe that's for Wednesdays. I also have this 24 by 24. So this is just what I have on hand. I was also thinking, I have this pack of canvases. These are 16 by 20. I haven't worked this small in a long time. And my thought going into the residency is that I would be working even larger than I would in my normal studio, but I just don't know I'll have the hours I'm looking for. I could be wrong. You know, I haven't even gotten into the space yet, so a lot of the time with these residencies, you might have a concept based on like a spreadsheet and they give you more limited hours, but then maybe I'm there and a class comes in and I can keep working in the background. I don't know. I also have some sketchbooks, which I can bring. I also have large sheet of paper. This is 18 by 24. And I had been thinking, I haven't really done works on paper in quite some time. I've done some smaller ones, usually specifically for my drawing rack, for other art fair. So it might be nice to do some works on paper. So I have that. I have a few of these as well, which is Strathmore watercolor paper. I think this is also 18 by 24. Yep, this is also 18 by 24. And then I have newsprint, which is good to bring. And then I have like 18 by 24, just like loose crystal board. So I might just bring sort of all of that 18 by 24 paper, some canvases, and then I think the 16 by 20 could get very interesting because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So I could get sort of all 5 going at the same time, and that way each day I go in, there's something for me to work on. Now, paints. My problem with that is whatever I would bring there, I would have to bring back to my space if I want to work other days. For instance, if I only have 2.5 hours on Mondays to work, I'm gonna want to do more painting when I come back to my studio here. So I'm thinking I have this tote bag and it's literally filled with paints, and I might just like, you know, bring it there, and then when I go back, just throw everything back in this bag and just perpetually be carrying around a bad tote bag full of paints. Not ideal, but I'm also not in a position to buy like paints to keep there and to keep here. That would be very expensive for me. So I think this might be my method. And then, as usual, I have a ton of Posca markers. You know, and this is how I store them here. But maybe for this residency, once again, I bring like a bag of them or put together a tool box and I can bring them back and forth. It's kind of the same situation with my brushes too, because whatever I bring there, I can't have here. So I have my apron, so I'll throw that in the tote bag. And then I just have like a case here filled with Posca markers, and maybe that just goes in the tote bag. And that's kind of, I could just leave it in my car and then bring it in the house if I don't work and stuff and bring it back. Usually with residencies I've done in the past, it's like been for a specific period of time, like maybe 3 weeks. So I would bring everything there and bring everything back. But since this is over a 4-month period and I'll be going back and forth, it just might be too expensive to get both things, but we'll see. I might get frustrated and just, you know, get more stuff. I did do a studio residency once where I was going out of the house, and it was a 6-month-long one. But for that one, I can even admit that I ended out working at home most of the time. And if I did decide to go to the studio, I would just bring what I needed that day. So we will see. So I think all of this is more than enough to get started. If I show up there, if I want to do some sketching and concepting, some works on paper perhaps, smaller canvas, larger canvas, and then the things to bring back and forth. I think this is a very good start. They also just informed me that if I do want to store anything there, in terms of materials, I should bring my own bin. So I'll bring this, but I'm not entirely sure I'll need it now. Most of my storage for this stuff would just be on its own anyway, but yeah, let me properly get everything bagged up. The other thing I need to bring, and I'm gonna see if I have more of these, but it is my business cards. And I find that when you're doing a residency somewhere, always a good idea to bring some business cards. People might be coming into the space and be like, oh, who are you? What are you doing? And you can give them your information. So I'll bring some of these as well. So I was just talking to Maria there over Instagram because I know she's done a ton of residencies, and I think she said the most important thing is just finding a project that will work within the parameters that the residency is giving you, because otherwise it can get frustrating. So for me, how I had this concept, I'm gonna do like all these large works and I'm gonna have all these hours. Now that I'm finding out that I'm not gonna have as many, instead of like fighting that, maybe scaling back and doing something smaller or several smaller works might be the approach for the residency. So I just thought that was a bit of good advice. But we'll see. As I said, I haven't been in this space, and I might show up there, and even though on their spreadsheet they're like, you have from 12:30 to 3, you know, they might be like, oh yeah, stay longer, or you can just hang out in the back while the class is happening. I don't know. I don't know how relaxed they'll be. So this is new for me, and it's gonna be new for them because I'm their first resident. So anywho, I'm gonna get this packed up, and I will see you guys over there tomorrow. Good morning, friends. I am heading over to the art center. I packed the car yesterday with some things, and yeah, there was a bit of a delayed opening because there were storms last night, but they said roads look good, power's on in the building, so I can go over. So let's go. Okay, so I just got shown around. Apparently they did have a space set up for me, but there's currently a class in there and they moved the stuff around. So, you know, day one, people are getting used to things. But they have a nice closet space for me to store my stuff, which is nice. I thought I was gonna be going up and down to the basement, but they cleared some space in the classroom closet for me. So I'm gonna bring my stuff in, and then I'm gonna do some sketchbooking in the lobby. And then when the class clears out, maybe I'll do some painting today. Let's get into it. All right, so I managed to get backgrounds in on these two, so they're gonna dry up here. I'll probably do more compositions later, but I have to head out right now because I gotta walk Zelda and pick up some food for her on my way home, and then I'll be back here later for the meeting tonight. I just double checked whether I could come back at like 4 when my meeting's done with, you know, driving over here. I'd probably get here in like, you know, 15-20 minutes, but they have a class that starts at 5:30 and they said they would need me to clear out at 5, so I don't really think I'm gonna come back. Also, I asked, oh, is this a class I could be in the background of, since I kind of didn't understand that earlier, and it ends out it's a kids class and they're like, they will definitely touch your paintings, so no community engagement on these ones. So yeah, I'm gonna be back like later, but yeah, I will see you guys when I see you. Good morning, friends. I am up and at it early this morning because I'm heading to a conference in Teaneck in North Jersey. So this conference is pretty much held for urban planners, and they're the people who get funding for a lot of public art projects. So the conference is on reducing depression in public spaces. Oh my gosh, you can't even see me. Okay, yeah. So this conference is on reducing depression in public spaces, and it's run by the same organization that had me do the Bench Project and the Rain Barrel Project. So they're all about community engagement and like sort of integrating the arts into a lot of this urban planning projects. So yeah, we're gonna go to that, and I will either show some footage of it or I will report back later on my thoughts and findings. So see you in a bit. Good morning, friends. It's the next day. I really enjoyed the summit yesterday, and I think I learned a lot that I can think about as I go into future public art projects. So thanks to the Northern New Jersey Community Foundation for putting out a note about that. And as an artist, it was cool to be there because it was a lot of people that work in urban planning or work in community foundations, and I handed out a ton of business cards and got to make some connections. So shout out to that foundation for letting me know about it. So today I am actually heading over to NIGHTJAR because it's their grand opening and their ribbon cutting is at 11. So I hope to be able to see that. And I know on the website it says they open at 9. So I don't know if they've already opened or if it's like the official ribbon cutting and then they open. But it says that the ribbon cutting is at 11. So I'm not even really sure, but I want to go down there and I'm going to get some footage because I made the vlog last week about the NIGHTJAR mural, but I couldn't share it because I didn't have any footage. So you will, by the time you're seeing this, if you've seen the NIGHTJAR vlog, then you've probably already seen some of this, but I'm going to go get some footage so I can show the final product with everything in place. So let's go check it out. Morning, friends. It will be day 2 today of my residency. I haven't vlogged for a few days because I've been mainly working at my computer making videos, so you probably will have seen those. There were videos from last year and I've just been trying super hard to catch up, but your comments have been so sweet, so thank you for leaving those and encouraging me. Zelda has entered the room. Anywho, we got some snow, so it's a wonderland out there and it's very cold. It's about 13 degrees, so I got my heat tech on and I'm gonna make my way over to the West Windsor Arts Council. Zelda's grabbed a loud toy as usual, but today I'm gonna focus on painting. And then I have the studio time from 9 to 3. And then after that, I'm going to work on my artist talk because in 2 weeks, I will be giving one at the Art Center. It will also be available on Zoom. So I hope to get this vlog out before then, and I'll leave a link below if that's the case. If not, sorry. But anyway, let's head over to the Arts Council and get some work started. Zelda, what you got? A basketball? Right, I'm here about to get started, got all my stuff out. Yeah, I'm just picking colors for my next layers. The other thing I was going to mention was that we have figured out my schedule. So I'm going to be doing a post on Instagram at the start of every week that kind of says my hours. So give me a follow over there if you're not following me and you're interested to stop by and see me working, or even bring your own work and we talk about your work if you're in the area. But anyway, yeah, just give me a follow over on Instagram if you are interested to know my schedule. All right, let's jump into some painting. All right, this is where I got to today. Still lots more to block in, but there's a class that's starting in here in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to get cleaned up and I will be back here tomorrow to continue on these. So, see you then. Good afternoon, darlings. I'm back here for another day. It's gonna be a short one. I only have the studio for 2.5 hours, so I'm just gonna be blocking in a few more of the backgrounds. I have a terrible migraine, so I have some peppermint tea here to help with the nausea. Yeah, we're getting like a snowstorm tomorrow, so that's just migraine central for me. But anyway, let's go and get some work done. Oof, as I slip. Good morning, friends. As you can see, it's a very snowy morning, and I just got informed that the art center is closed today. So my plan was to show you one more day on my residency working on my paintings, but instead I'm gonna end the vlog here because I wanna make sure I get this up and posted so anyone that wants to attend my artist talk, whether that's in person or via Zoom, can get signed up. I'll have the link below in the description as snow trucks go by. And I also wanted to mention a workshop I'm doing, and I'll have a link to that. It's limited space, but there'll be a link below where you can get signed up if you're local. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will continue to vlog this residency journey, and I hope that you will look forward to that. For now, stay well and stay inspired, my friends. Bye.